Let's see, who do I got in the game?
Turn the dial, turn it loud. Miami's pride, make us proud. CanesWear crew, you hear the crowd. Hurricanes ain't backing down. Every play, every score. Raising bets and raising roar. Rocking orange, green galore. All for one and one for four. We got FTSN, taking names, winning again. Podcast fam, till the end. Tune in, now let's begin.
Hello and welcome to the CanesWear podcast. This edition today on Wednesday, May 26th. And we're on, of course, the FTSN network. Please like and subscribe the FTSN network and go ahead and join them. They've got a lot of great information. Bobby and team do a fantastic job. We've got an all-star panel today, and it's a great week. Last Wednesday of May. Remember, this is going to be the one thing I don't know if you guys knew, 15th anniversary of CanesWear. So a lot of good things doing. So excited to have everybody on board. Thank you very much. And remember, go ahead and make some comments, make some posts today. Questions, the board will get to them and hopefully be able to answer them. And we're going to pick one winner for a $25 gift card. Juan Manuel, I think, was the winner last week, and I don't think we have his information yet. So there's a $25 gift card waiting for you, Juan. So today we got the amazing Mando. We've got Uncle Cliff, and of course the great Gio on the panel. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great. Actually, I even love the comment that was just highlighted. Mando probably knows this guy, Duck. Mondo, you know better.
Are you kidding me? Ducky's a legend. What's up, Duck?
Canes football fan legend.
Yes. Yeah, he's awesome.
We got the legends on the show. That's awesome. Hello, Duck.
Doing good, guys. Glad to be on with you tonight.
Yeah, Cliff, we missed you last week, Cliff. Hope all is going well in Pennsylvania land.
Oh,
Much better. Still cold up here, bro. It's crazy.
All right. Well, that's good. It's about 80 degrees here and sunny. We're working on the tan today. Mando, what do you got on the hat backwards? I didn't know if you had on the headband. What? Nice CanesWear shirt today, Mando. Thank you. Win today for the on-air personalities. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I'm doing a lot better than our Canes baseball team is right now, unfortunately. My God.
Oh, we're going to start the show off like that. Let's get it all out of the way first, okay? Canes baseball struggling a little bit. We using wooden bats or aluminum bats now? we Canes baseball, it's been a long time. I mean, a lot of us grew up. Canes baseball was the it. I mean, the Hurricane, way before it seemed like Hurricane football was really prevalent, Canes baseball was dominating. Ron Frazier and team. So I don't know what Ron is doing right now. That statue of outside of the ballpark right now, and I mean, it's a tough time. But you know what? A lot of times you have to fall before you go ahead and pop up. What do you guys think about the baseball program?
Well, we talked about it before jumping on. Gio was filling us in with the score. I mean, you guys know I'm as positive as can be, but right now we are in late March, heading into April. We're staring at under 500 in the face. We still got to face, mentioned the last week on here, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Virginia. We're getting blasted at home by Stetson. Okay? We, right now in the ninth inning, brought in our former number one pitcher into a 9-run deficit game. Because he wasn't going to – he's no longer our number one, which has been proven the last month. He's been getting shelled by everybody. And even JD, when he was asked last week about the rotation, he said, yeah, there'll be some changes. I didn't think a change was going to be having your number one in the game on a Wednesday down by 10. So if that doesn't speak as to where we're at right now, I don't know what is. I mean, our best player, Cuvée, at third today, was a disaster in the field. I don't know what is going on with the baseball team. Pretty bad. It's shocking to say the least, and I don't know what's going on. It's really, really bad right now.
Yeah, the board's not happy. We got a lot of fire. I mean, there's a lot of fire going on. It's a good thing though. There's no one flying any banners for the head coach or the football team.
Hold on, Gio. Let Gio start it.
be careful about saying that, actually, because I've heard some whispers from some really reliable people that are diehards to this baseball program in Coral Gables that
Oh wow.
there's definitely been some discussions about flying some banner planes.
Wow.
Miami,
So-
you're not a University of Miami team unless you're getting banners flown
Banners.
after for you to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You know, when we got Dan Radakovich came over from Clemson, we had a major league, a prime time athletic director finally in the program. Not to say the other guys weren't the last few, but this guy had experience and everything. It's what we all craved for. The question is he making the decision on coaching in the baseball team, or is somebody else? What do you think, Gio, about that?
I want to be careful with my words here.
Please do. We're a family show.
Dan does play a role to an extent with some of these hires, but it's not entirely up to him and entirely his choice at the end of the day as well. There's other people that are involved in administration that make these decisions as well. So again, I'm just being very careful with my words. I don't want to receive an email from UM in the next 48 hours that, why would you say that?
Exactly.
Your press pass is revoked.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the bottom line is, it doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, basketball. Canes fans want to win. We want a product on the court or on the field or on the diamond or wherever we play. So that's key. So baseball is not going the way we wanted to. Before we get to football, jump into basketball. We have a new head coach for basketball. The tournament is on. We're not in the tournament. Seemed like there's no more Cinderellas since NIL took place, or there's less Cinderellas now, which hurts a long shot guy like myself when you're picking the long shots. So any comments on how basketball is going for the Canes? Any feelers out there for some players we may get?
Well, they're definitely having a lot of communication with guys that have already entered the transfer portal. I know some people have questions about like what happened with Jaleel Bethea, who just entered the transfer portal. That's still very much in play. I know that him and Coach Lucas had some conversations before he decided to officially enter the transfer portal. He's going to weigh his options. Miami's still going to be on the table. Coach Lucas likes him as a player, would like to have him back. Obviously, no one would want to turn away a guy that was a top 5 prospect in the country coming out of high school. You don't want to just close the door and say, yeah, don't come back, but they're in contact with multiple guys. There's nothing really concrete yet, as like the portal is just starting to open up for basketball right now. So guys will keep on going in there. I do expect one more big departure though for Miami, and I think everyone could read those tea leaves. He was on that Final Four team, transferred in here and whatnot. Just everything that I've heard dating back to the middle of the season sounds like this guy will be moving on. So
I'm surprised that, who have we lost so far?
Well, a pretty great portion of the team. Basically, from what I recall right now, they're only going to have, if it stays this way right now, like 2 or 3 guys returning as it is at this moment.
All right, well, that's basically what happened the year before. Coach L lost almost the whole team, and look what happened. Or maybe we shouldn't. But now, we do want to start all over. Lucas has to bring in his guys who he's comfortable with. He's got to feel good about them. And you know what? I don't know how long of an opportunity he'll have here. I hope he's given a few years, but we know as not just Hurricane fans, but all fans in general, it's like 1 year, there it is. We want to know what you're doing. It doesn't matter how many games you lost. It doesn't matter if you didn't even get into the ACC tournament, which is technically the first time ever, right? A team didn't get in. 3 teams didn't get in this year. Obviously, was it this year or last year the first time? I'm not sure. But with the expanded ACC, but we want to be competitive. We at least want to play in the ACC tournament. So we definitely need to get back to our winning ways. Let's go on to football, guys. A lot happening with the football Canes. We've got spring practice. We've got the spring game coming on the 12th. We just had the pro day. I'm sure a lot of people went out to that pro day just to see Cam. So all the other kids got an opportunity, which is wonderful. What do we think about it? Cliff? What do you think about what do you think about that part?
I think the combine stuff. First of all, I'm one of those guys that, to me, the combines and things like that. How many guys have we seen run 4.340s or 4.440s, and oh my God, the guy did X amount of bench reps and he sucked in the NFL.
Exactly.
So
We've seen a
to
lot
me,
of guys.
combine stuff is way overhyped and overrated.
Anyone remember John Ross?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, guys going back to like Tony Mandrich and guys like that.
Yes.
Oh, he's a no miss. No, there's no misses. You got to watch the tape. I think the tape is more 90% of it. The other 10 is how the kid interviews, how he runs and stuff like that. But you got to watch the tape. You know what I'm saying?
And I always say when 12, 13, 20, 40 games over a guy's career, they look at him. The guy was unbelievable. Nobody can catch him. He catches everything. He's always open. But look, he ran let's just say a 4.8. Let's make up a number. Okay. And people didn't and look at him as much.
I wonder where you got that number from.
So, so it's just that it's guys getting open. That's what it's all about. If you're a receiver, if you're a lineman, if you're not giving up sacks, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
It's like this guy in the underwear Olympics, as they used to call it. I don't know if they still do. It's like it doesn't crack it. Personality, a big thing. So who stood out for the Canes in this day of Pro Canes Day?
Jacoby George and Simeon Barrow, they were the biggest winners in the pro day. Both put up great performances. Absolutely criminal that Simeon Barrow was not invited to the combine, nor any of the Senior Bowl practices, the East-West Shrine game and the Reese's Senior Bowl as well. Wasn't invited to either of those. Was an all ACC selection. He was all Big Ten before he came over to Miami playing for Michigan State. Talking about a guy that's been very productive throughout his collegiate career. He clocked in. Some scouts had him 4.8, 4.9 in the 40. You're talking about a guy that's like 6'3", pretty close to 300 pounds.
That's crazy.
That's moving at that size. And then he goes out there, puts up 32 reps on the bench press. Number one, that would have ranked number one at the NFL Combine for this year.
Reps.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
Simeon Barrow's getting drafted.
Yep. Now, you see what I'm saying? But stuff like that, that's how, it works. This guy pops out of nowhere and he could get drafted because of that. But, he also had it on the field and, during the games, he played great, like you said, at, 2 different programs, Big Ten and ACC. So a guy like that with that performance, of course, he has to get drafted. The team would be crazy not to draft him.
And he looks like he's right in the middle of the pack with their draft rating. If that's what I'm looking at, like a 78.5 or so. I don't know how they're he's pretty, he's ahead of a few other guys on the team that were invited. So that doesn't make any sense why he would be left out. Do you think it was just maybe somebody made an error?
It could be a multitude of things. I know some people have theorized that, maybe is it off-field stuff or whatever the case may be. No one really knows at the end of the day. It's like you go back and you look at that 2017 team that had Gerald Willis on that squad. Gerald Willis was an absolute monster, like at least in terms of pass rushers at his position when he was coming out. He was the most productive defensive tackle as a pass rusher. And just the off-field stuff was kind of an issue. But again, like to compare Simeon to a guy like Gerald Willis, it's night and day because Gerald Willis's comes off the field, they were very well documented. So like the NFL was very well aware of that stuff. So I don't know. I'm at a loss for words why he didn't get invited.
You think it has to be, like you said, he's like 290 something? If he was 305 or 310, you think that makes a difference?
I don't think so much. I know there's some lighter defensive tackles that go in there or guys that are kind of tweeners. You look at your, for example, even though he's like an athletic freak, Shamar Stewart, who's a local South Florida guy, ended up going to Texas A&M, didn't have a whole lot of production, but he blew it up at the combine. He's an athletic freak, but he's still a tweener at the end of the day. Like, is he defensive tackle in a 4-3 set? Is he an end in a 3-4? You know, he's kind of like in between all that.
Every mock draft that I've seen for the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's in the top between like 7 and 12 area, and almost every single one. I'm like, it's insane. What do you
He
have?
only has 4 sacks in his collegiate career.
That's nuts.
Well, yeah, as far as Jacoby George, I read a lot of positive comments about him from a lot of scouts, a lot of tweets, a lot of positive reviews on him.
I heard a lot. We are looking at having Jacoby in the store soon for a signing. The kid, I know there was some questions, penalties, whatever. But the guy gave it all. He always gets open. I think he is going to be definitely an NFL receiver. He just gets open, like Xavier. They just get open. Speaking of the Xavier, Juan Manuel says, "Hey guys, has Xavier knocked out or fired Drew for agent malpractice and letting him run the costliest 4.840?" Someone else said that he thinks he tweaked his hamstring on that first run. That's definitely what I heard. I did hear he did hurt his hamstring.
Well, he tweeted it. He tweeted it.
That's what I heard. Okay, so yes, he definitely tweeted.
Tweaked.
He tweeted his tweak.
He tweeted.
Can you say that on live podcast?
Yeah, he said that he before the pro day he was in the 4.53 to 4.58 range, and that he felt the twinge in his hamstring, and then he felt he could get a high time. Like some people are not buying it. Yeah, I mean,
no, the kid was fast. He got open all the time. The way he cut and everything, he was running a lot. But yeah, so I definitely think something happened.
The UF cornerback lost his ACL back in that game when he moved him. I mean, that guy.
I'm glad it was just a tweak for Xavier. Someone asks here, who would you want, Emmanuel? Another good question here. The fifth. Who would each of you compare Cam Ward playing style to? Well, I've said since the beginning I thought he was definitely a Patrick Mahomes. He has some things that Patrick has and some things Pat obviously has. The key thing is, will he be a winner like Mahomes? Mahomes, I think, is more of a winner. He's a great quarterback, but what he lacks in his decision making sometimes, he's just a true winner, and that's key. But I would think he's a little bit like Mahomes. Who do you guys feel Cam is most like?
Go ahead, Gio or Mando.
I actually like one of the recent comparisons that have been thrown out there. I would say maybe he's a more type, maybe the rhythm of this quarterback, and he actually played for the Tennessee Titans. I was like going to say him, Steve McNair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's.
They're going to be comparing him like crazy if he goes there. No, I think he's more mobile. But McNair was quite the quarterback. So yeah, so he was in college. He lit it up as well. So
I a Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, all right.
Yeah.
That's
nobody. Warren Moon.
But I don't know.
Yeah, at this point with the Giants in the last couple of days taking Jameis Winston or picking up Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, obviously I'm sure these teams and GMs talk behind the scenes. It's obvious right now what Tennessee's doing. They're probably over the last few weeks, last few months, they had trade talks. They probably wanted a ton back, and rightfully so, because the Titans have a lot of holes, but they probably saw Cam at the pro day, talked to Cam, seen Cam's video tape. At this point, they're taking him. It's a no-brainer right now. He's going number one to Tennessee.
They had a long dinner and stuff like that, I heard.
Yeah, it's over. Because the Giants would not – at number 3, the Giants would not have signed Russell Wilson to a $10 million guarantee with 21 for 1 year. Picked up Jameis. I'm sure these teams talk. They're not doing that. So
of course.
Yeah, you probably think so. You definitely think they do. Another guy from the old days. This is before your guys' time. Maybe Mond will remember probably.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, Mondo's young, but Fran Tarkington. He could sprinkle all over the place. He could make the throws. He was quite the quarterback in the days of just being able to scramble out of trouble. Nobody talks about Tarkington. Went to 4 Super Bowls, didn't win any. But quite the quarterback. That's, I think hopefully Cam's not running for his life too much with whoever he goes to. Definitely prefer him to go to Tennessee. Nothing against Cleveland fans or anything like that, but they had Bernie, they had Vinny. Let's try a king quarterback somewhere else.
Well, it's like you see that the Browns decided to stay down extra couple days in South Florida to meet with Cam Ward, and
Mhm.
The coach even came down, the GM, the president, everyone who decided to meet with Cam and have a private workout on Wednesday. Uh, again, like Mando said, the Giants, it's obvious. It looks like they're out of it. They signed the 2 quarterbacks that they got. I know the Jets poking around too. Both the New York teams are poking around about trying to move up to get Wolves. Cleveland for a while now too, and I think recently I overheard something that buying I think a potential blockbuster trade to get Dak Prescott, Dallas over to Cleveland. Now, if that happens, obviously backing out of the Cam Ward sweepstakes, they're not going to trade the farm to the Titans. But yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion, though, that someone asked the question earlier, did Cam cement himself as number one? I think these teams have known that months now. I like, obviously you had your debate with Abdul Carter being such a freakish athlete as a defensive, but I mean, quarterback it's the most important position on the football field. It really is.
No doubt about it. It's the most important position in all of sports, I would say.
I'm a doubt.
Everything is coming. It's when they put these kids out there that are 21, 22, and they've got what do they got? 1.5 seconds to get rid of the ball a lot of times, or to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
The old days where they'd go ahead and, you'd go ahead and you'd have a mentor for a while. You don't see that much. Maybe that's what helped Mahomes. He at least got to sit and watch the game for 1 year. When you bring these kids in right away, very tough. I mean, you're the best, and then you come out and you're like with the worst offensive line, and everybody's chasing you, running for your life. But hopefully Cam is number one, not just because I have 16-1 at the beginning of the season.
No, you're going to win that one. You're going to win that one. That's a win right there.
I mean, I hope so too.
I got a fun fact about Xavier Restrepo, because I remember this when he was coming out of high school. So he first started his high school career at Monarch, went to St. Thomas shortly after that, then finished up at Deerfield. At the Nike opening, they used to have like these local combines for these high schools that they test their 40s, vertical, all that great stuff. Like kind of like, your mini NFL combine for high school players. Back then, at the time, this was in the Dolphins facility, their practice facility right across from Hard Rock. Xavier Restrepo clocked, I believe it was a 4.56 or 4.57. People could actually quote me on this and Google it. You will find it. This was back from 2019, I believe. Again, the questions come up, did he actually have the hamstring or not, or whatever? To me, at this point, I don't think it really even matters. Like, I understand people are hyper-focused. Wow, he ran a 4.8. I mean, you turn on the film, what does it tell you? He's getting separation just about all the time. It's proven by the metrics as well. He wins 99% of his matchups in one-on-one coverage, man coverage, the slot. He is a slot merchant, as the scouts have been saying throughout this entire redraft process. Some people have questioned, he's going to go undrafted now. I'm openly saying this because I said in the group chat right after the whole Shabakle happened. $100, I'll make a bet with anyone who says that Xavier Restrepo does not get drafted. I guarantee he is getting drafted.
Where do you think he may have? Where do you think he may have gone at a high before, and now where do you think he may?
He would have peaked about second to third round based on the feedback that he was. Do I think he drops a bit? Yeah, I think some teams may look too deeply into that. They'll say, well, he didn't run the 40 at the combine, and then he decided to run pro day, and then now he's saying this about his hamstring. I want to understand too that he could also schedule private workouts with some of these teams even before the draft. And like, if it is true about the hamstring, some of them could see it for themselves. Hey, it had the hamstring issue or whatever the case. But I just think the film speaks for itself. And you look back to, like, obviously there's a cliche to say, but you look at guys like Wes Welker or Julian Edelman. Those guys were not clocking 4.4s or 4.5s. They were much higher up. But what made them different was they knew that, okay, I wasn't the most supremely athletic receiver or athlete, but it's the craft, what they work on, the hands, the body control, all those things stand out with Xavier Restrepo. Go back to the Virginia Tech game and how he helped Cam Ward extend that drive. Like, that is like the epitome of what Xavier Restrepo is, the effort, the extra little things. So I think when you look at the whole landscape, the grand picture, maybe Xavier Restrepo has always known, that I might not be the most athletic guy, but I'm going to make up for it in all the intangibles. Everything else that you can't measure is a shirt and shorts, running 40s and 3-cone drills.
Now, Gio, what I was going to ask you, and you mentioned it was now after what happened at Pro Day, are you going to have more teams like hit them up for a private workout and be like, hey, I know what happened. I want to see you run the 40 right now and show me what you got. You're probably going to see that more, right?
Yeah, I would think so too. Look at it this way. Look at the amount of production that he's had as well. And he, against like the guys that he's played against too. And it's not like, because there used to be this narrative before with Hurricanes when Tyler Van Dyke was like, oh, well, Restrepo's just playing like that because he's roommates. Well, Cam Ward came to town, and Xavier Restrepo, he was possibly even better than he was.
And he looked good in the ball game also when he had Curry.
Yep. Hey, and even when the Williams played, he was throwing him the ball during the FSU game.
Exactly. Anthony asks, he says, I still think Tennessee trades down, and I think the Raiders are going to trade up to get Ward. So he asked that question. I don't know about that, but it is possible. I think Sergeant Major mentioned Geno just signed a 3-year, $75 million contract.
Yeah.
But Geno Smith just signed a 3-year, $75 million contract with the Raiders.
That's not
that may stop it a little bit, but nowadays you saw Kirk Cousins come. These guys are the NFL teams 1 year, they don't care what they spent on a guy. If he's not good, they're moving on. And I think it'd be in Cam's best interest to be the backup. And again, if anyone's listening from the Dolphins, backing up Tua this year would be awesome. Do whatever it takes to get him. Anthony also with a great point. Joe Theismann, who won a Super Bowl, who I actually saw against the Raiders in the Super Bowl when Marcus Allen ran crazy in Tampa. They beat the Redskins, but they were the Redskins at that time, folks. But yeah, I think that's a good comparison too. Theismann was a great scrambler, had a great arm, excellent quarterback. So those are good comparisons as well. I always forget about Theismann. Guys, I'm sure you do know, but he changed his name. His name used to be Thiesman. Did you all know that? And then he changed Theismann because when where was he at Notre Dame? They changed it to Theismann for Heisman.
Yeah,
I remember. Changed the name from Thiesman to Theismann. And there's your fact of the day. You'll only find on the FTSN network in CanesWear, the spot, South Florida.
Go ahead, Gio.
The guy who ended Joe's career, actually, LT, Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He actually lives here in South Florida now. He's right in Pembroke Pines.
Yep.
Correct.
Nice.
He's a big golfer.
Yeah.
Mando says, nice.
Well, keep him away from South Beach.
One of the greatest, maybe the greatest linebacker. I know we got Ray Lewis in our backyard, but LT and Ray Lewis, obviously, two of the greatest linebackers to ever play. But he was just dominating at that position.
Yeah.
Where did he come out of? North Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah, he was just as fast as they get, and God knows what they were on in those days. Also, I don't think steroids is what they were taking.
Wasn't it it was the deer antler spray that they used to call it back then?
Yeah. I was talking to my boy. My boy today is a Giants fan. What do you think the Giants do? Do they go Carter or do they go the Heisman Trophy winner? What do the Giants do?
I think they'll go with Travis Hunter.
You think they'll go with Travis Hunter, really?
Yeah. Okay.
Good call there. Good call. He's got to go up there. A lot of people thought he was going to go number 1 for a while. But I understand he's a good two-way man, but in the NFL, you're only going to play two-way for so long.
Yeah, honestly, if he does fall to 4 for the Patriots, Abdul Carter to them, that's a steal at 4. I mean, geez.
Everybody talks about Carter, and Christopher says Derek Thomas was right there with those guys, and he was.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas
Oh, yeah.
was a piece for
Kansas City
Kansas City. He was phenomenal. So I agree on that. There's been some great linebackers, and the Hurricanes have always had great linebackers. So let's segue that into how's our linebacker situation looking right now? Because there's a lot of people that think that is the area that needs the most help.
Yeah, I'd say that the linebacker position, and then I would also double that up with I still have concerns about safety. Like I like what they have with Zechariah Poyser that's come in this spring. I like some of the young guys at linebacker like Cameron Bobby Pruitt, who he's going to be a phenomenal player here. You know, he showed some flashes last year, whether it was special teams or the forced fumble against Syracuse really gave the team some juice in that game when they severely needed it. Wesley Basaint, obviously experienced. He's kind of been a little up and down, but people are hoping that, he kind of puts it all together this year. Popo Aguirre, he's flashed a bit. But I agree with that sentiment, though, that, yes, they do need a linebacker. There are some concerns just in terms of, like, overall athleticism across the board at the position based on, like, just recruiting and guys they've brought in over the past few years. I don't blame anyone for having those sentiments. You want to have guys too that kind of strike some fear into the other teams. And it's been a while since Miami's had some linebackers like that. Shaq Quarterman rings a bell. There were some Cane fans that they were ready for him to move on, and Miami hasn't had a lot like him in a really, really long. He was a phenomenal player for Miami, or even Mike
Pickney, yeah. How about a guy that keeps on sticking around the NFL, signing contract after contract? Denzel Perryman.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some good linebackers. The guy the Dolphins drafted. Was he a linebacker with us or a defensive lineman, Olivier?
Oh, Olivier was a defensive end at Miami. That then became a 3-4 outside linebacker in the league.
Good point by Sergeant Major. I was going to mention that Dolphins did draft Joe T, and then he decided to go to Canada. Juan Manuel out of nowhere, Notre Dame cheats. Okay, we can always agree on that. The mullet run, I think the Ducks, he's partied with LT, if that's a surprise to anybody. He's partied with LT. All right.
Ducky's the man.
Dosty agrees with you. Hunter to the Giants, great pick. Any running backs? Anthony wants to know any running backs coming out into the draft with the physical traits of the Nigerian nightmare, Christian Okoye.
I did not expect a Christian Okoye reference tonight.
I know that was not on the bingo card.
I wasn't.
If you never saw that guy run, I think I was like maybe in my teens. That guy was a human battering ram.
Totally.
He was like 270, 260, 6. It was crazy watching that guy run.
It was like pool balls. You're playing pool, and the balls you hit one.
He was like Derrick Henry, but he looked even bigger.
Bro, he looked like oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, monster.
He was a beast for Kansas City, and that's like a Larry Zonka in the old days. Just run over people. There really hasn't been anyone like that. Will Martinez? I think Martinez can run over people as well. He's not that big.
Yes.
We had to give him the opportunity. Juan Manuel wants to know: does Miami have any linebackers that strikes fear in at least the punter?
Oh, sheesh.
I think that's a little bit tough on our team there, but who are the linebackers we can look for right now? If anyone is going to be a star, don't put too much pressure on these guys, Gio, but if anyone's going to be a star, give me two guys you think could stand out.
I like the way that Cam Pruitt is really trending. Obviously, he's a little bit on the lighter side. He's still putting on some size, but they're extremely, extremely excited about him. They love the body type of Kellen Wiley. He's flashed, still a little raw coming in. I've heard some good things, even though this linebacker is a little bit like the undersized aspect. Ezekiel Marcelin that's come in from Miami Central. I've heard that he's like a flying bullet out there. Like he just knocks people over. But yeah, I mean, you'd hope that Wesley Visainth puts it all together for his last year. Popo Aguirre has flashed before too, but just the safe bet of a guy that can become an impact player potentially this year, Cameron Bobby Pruitt.
All right, so that's the guy we're going to be looking for. So we're replacing one. So we had a Cam. We're going with another Cam.
Yeah, I feel like every time that he played last year, he made a play or he made something happen. You know, every time he was in, something happened good. You know, so that's definitely a guy I would say too.
It's an interesting quote I saw going through the timeline. Somebody, I forgot who had posted it, that overheard at the one of the scouts at the pro day said, "How did this team not make the playoffs with all the with all the talent that was on that team last season?"
Yeah,
I was looking at the draft board here for us. Cam Ward, these guys will all these guys be drafted? Gio, Cam Ward, yes. Elijah Arroyo, yes. David Restrepo, Gio's betting a few $100 if anybody's taking it. Andres Barragales, a kicker. You never know with a kicker. But Tyler Barron?
Yes, he'll be drafted.
Okay. Damian Martinez?
Yes.
I think Damian goes second round, in my opinion. I think he'll be the
second round. Wow.
Simeon Barrow?
Yes.
Simeon Barrow will be drafted.
All right. Sam Brown Jr.?
Yes.
There's a chance he can get drafted. It might be late, but a lot of it has to do with his traits, like size, speed factor, and he does have some production in college. I know Kane fans are kind of about him, but at least in terms of like testing aspect, some team will fall off with him.
Kiko Marinoga.
He could potentially sneak in late.
Okay. Jalen Rivers.
Yes.
He's getting drafted.
Okay. And Jacoby George.
He will get drafted. I'm
I
pretty
think we're
confident.
going to do a draft contest this year. The first guy we're going to do it on. We'll do it on X, since that's usually I love Facebook and I love Instagram, but X I use the most. Under the Canes, we're going to have a draft contest in order. Every Cane in order of winning. The guy that picks the exact order will win a $250 gift card. How's
wow.
that?
Nice.
I just came out with that number. I may renege that. We may have to re-edit this. Okay. If you pick it all in the exact order, okay. And if we'll do that, and we'll probably just split it if multiple people do it. So if you pick the first three of them, that doesn't mean if you pick Cam Ward, you don't win. Let's just say you got to follow it up with somebody.
Well, if somebody picks the exact order of every single Cane drafted, I want that person to hit me up, and we're going to talk parlays for the next.
Exactly. Exactly. We're going to touch. So that's going to be the contest. We'll announce that closer to the draft. Because last year, how many Canes were drafted?
Last year, it was 6.
4?
Was it?
I don't know.
How many the year before? I wasn't there a year we barely had anybody.
Let me double check that really quick.
Well,
The last time we had a first, we haven't had too many first rounders. We have that record of the most first rounders in a row. What was it? How many seasons in a row, Cliff?
It was a ton.
12,
13, somewhere, some big number.
But Brett, you named 11 guys to get drafted, and Gio said 9 of them.
No, correct. They don't have to. It's just whoever's drafted. I don't need to say, well, this guy got a free agency. It's whoever drafted in their draft number. Okay, not where they're traded or anything like that. While Gio's looking that up, Dolphin Derek joined the jam here. Dolphin Derek, any good sales at CanesWear? Well, I just announced it is our 15-year anniversary. We are going to be upping a promotion soon. We're gonna be doing a lot of different things, but one thing we're gonna do, and I haven't figured it out, but we're gonna give away $1,500 $15 gift cards. We're gonna give away $1,500 $15 gift cards. We're gonna do that on social media, I believe. We've also got a lot of cool things coming down the pike, exciting specials, and so keep your eye out. April is our 15th year anniversary month. Who else got something here? You got something, Mando? You just raising your hand?
No, actually, my daughter just walked out here.
Oh, hello.
Cane football princess.
Exactly.
Hey, Dolphin Derek, shout out to Ethan too. The kid gets straight A's.
Say hi.
Yes.
She wants to say hi.
Hello
real
there,
quick.
little
Say
Mando.
hi.
How are
Do the
you?
Do the you. Do the you.
All
There
right.
she goes.
Perfect form. Perfect form.
Good
That's
job.
a 10. That's a 10 form. Bobby Washington. Someone's asking
Yeah,
about that.
he's
Are
out.
you still 5?
He's out for spring.
He's out. What do we think about him when he comes into the
Well, it's a pretty serious knee injury, so we'll see how he recovers. When the fall ball is okay by then. Just not expecting much right now until I get back on like how his recovery has gone.
Damn.
All right, let's see how that is. So Sergeant Major, I agree. I have already offered in the package. He's a lifetime Dolphin fan once. He's talking about the Dolphins get him. Okay, I want the Dolphins to trade the first and second for this year and the first and second for next year for Cam. I don't think that'll get it though. But that's pretty solid. I don't think anyone's given up that much for a player. Good things on the O-line. Juan Manuel is asking about. Will the Miami offensive line be better this year than last year, and why?
That's tough.
That's very tough.
That's one for.
I will say yes, and for 3 particular reasons, I'll say why. Reason number one, I think the run game is going to be better simply off the fact with Tommy Brockermeyer. He's more agile. Zach Carpenter was here at Miami. Heard good things with Brockermeyer. Francis Mauigoa looks like he is ready for his money year. Like this is the year, it's go time, and draft right on their horizon for him. From what I've seen and what I've told from the private portion of practice, he's to have his best year yet. Inez Cooper has been very good throughout practice as well. Again, obviously you lose Jalen Rivers, you lose Zach Carpenter, you return most of your starters line. A lot of the feedback is your left is potentially even better now because Ryan Rodriguez is having a phenomenal spring too. I just think so much coming back, and then just Francis elevating even more. I think they will be better than they even were last year, which is crazy to say.
Is Francis playing left tackle?
He is cross training between tackle and right tackle with Markel.
Okay. How's Bell doing? That's what I was going to ask you.
He's actually slimmed up quite a bit. Worked on the upper body a bit as well. That was some concern they had with him when he was coming in. Like even last year, you could tell that they were kind of easing him in. He came in during the season when Jalen had the neck issue and whatnot. Definitely much more comfortable now. We'll see how it all shapes out, though, because I know that Coach Mirabal do a lot of mixing, trying to figure out what his best 5 is and who exactly is the best where. So, again, I don't think it's off the table yet that Francis plays left tackle this year. He's having his best offseason since he's arrived.
And where's Ryan playing? Rodriguez, is he playing guard?
Yes, he's been practicing at left guard. He's actually mostly with the ones.
Nice. I love to hear that. A guy that we forgot, Brett. What do you think about Carpenter getting drafted? We just brought his name up. We didn't ask before. Hello?
I'm sorry. Did you?
No, you see, Brett, right? You see what Brett was doing right there? He's thinking about some 100-to-1 long shot for tonight.
Oh yeah.
You know that's what he was doing.
I was reading.
Yeah, of course he was reading. Who do I got in the Warriors game?
I didn't know if I had over 15 assists.
I know this guy.
No, I was trying to read some questions. I apologize, Cliff. Have someone paying attention.
What is Brett drinking tonight? That's what I want to know.
Nothing. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's
I
gone.
was on Channel 39 earlier today with Cameron Dobbs. You guys know Cameron Dobbs? I think that's her name, right? The Marlins pregame, a very sweet girl. So I never met her before, but I was on with Ken and I. CanesWear were on. We did a little 4-minute talk about CanesWear, so it was fun. So I did some TV earlier, and I did some. I'm doing this podcast tonight. If I do this like every day, both things like that twice a day for the next 10 years, I'll be like Gio.
Yeah, baseball starts tomorrow, so
That's right. The Marlins, the Marlins could draw more tomorrow than they draw for the next month.
Woo!
I'm on a roll, guys. I'm on a roll.
Yeah, somebody mentioned today that, in all seriousness, that other teams are actually complaining or something about that the Marlins aren't spending enough or something
Correct,
like
yes.
that.
They are $60 million, and I think half of that goes to Sandy. But the Marlins are saying they have a way around this. They can beat the system. They've improved the weight room. They've improved the weight room, and I think the snack bar in the weight room. That's going to really help the fans out.
You know things are pretty bad when the Royals and Brewers are complaining about you.
I know. We actually were pretty busy in Marlin business today. I said, Jeff, we have a lot of old style Marlin. He said, about 10 people came by. I said, that's 10 more that'll come in the next month. We do have Marlin stuff. And speaking of CanesWear, we are the spot, South Florida's fan shop. We've got obviously all your Hurricane items. We've got plenty of Cam Ward jerseys we just got in. We've got Xavier Restrepo jerseys. We've actually got Mark Fletcher jerseys also, who's going to be a star for the team this year. And the running back position we're all excited about. We are trying to get Mark in soon for a signing as well. We've got tons of Hurricanes items. We got lots of Florida Panther items who are the Stanley Cup champions. We're hoping they can win again, and somebody else in South Florida, especially the Canes, can join them on the trophy award circle. So we need that. And we got your Inter Miami. If you're a Messi fan, we got plenty of Messi jerseys. We've got Marlins. We've got the Miami Heat, who actually beat Jimmy yesterday. Nice win for the Heat, probably their best win of the year. What else do we got there? We got Heat, we got Marlins, we got Inter Miami, and of course Hurricanes and Panthers. So if you need South Florida sports, CanesWear is the spot. South Florida sports fan shop, and I think I got that out right. Or CanesWear.com, and look today. Lots of things on sale, but look out for all the specials we're going to have for the 15th anniversary as well.
Awesome.
That was good. All right. So what were we saying as I gave that paid announcement?
Gio's never. It's the last time where Gio's going to be on.
Gio's the star.
Three Stooges over here.
Gio's the star. He's on a contract. You two just come for fun.
Wait a minute! I thought I was getting a cut out of this. What's going on here?
You are. We've raised about 8 cents today. So there you go.
I can't even get a damn. I've known Brett for 12 years. I think I can't even get a damn.
You don't have a CanesWear shirt?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Oh my!
Remember, I didn't buy anything last year. That's why we were doing.
Funny enough, I was about to put on my dark green CanesWear shirt. I did not, but I did think about it.
All right. Well, thank you, Gio, for keeping us in your mind. We appreciate that. I know people are going to see it telepathically. After this, the four of us can do a comedy show. I mean, we we're not going to say we're like any other podcast group, but we're original and insane. All right. Yeah. Stay tuned for the After Dark show at midnight.
You don't midnight on Friday and Saturday nights.
So we've got talking about Mark Fletcher for a minute. What do we think about the running backs this year?
Mark Fletcher is in the best shape of his career since he's arrived at Miami. He's leaned up, looks faster too. Jordan Lyle getting reps of the ones as well. Chris Wheatley-Humphrey, I think I mentioned this on the last one, but I'll bring it up again. Totally different player in terms of like body composition. You're talking about a guy that was like 175 pounds, probably at most, nearing 200 pounds now. Like just night and day, the physical composition compared to last year. And Gerard Pringle just lightning in a bottle. Super fast.
Awesome. That's awesome. So our running backs are not going to miss a beat, and the offensive line is going to be better. So we don't need just to. So obviously, if Beck or whoever's quarterbacking, well, hopefully it's Beck all season, and he stays healthy, it gets healthy. This team should be able to run the rock like they could have last year at will. But obviously, we had the best quarterback in the nation. Last year, we ran for over 2,000 yards. You can see a duplicate of that, or maybe even 3,000 yards this year. What are you guys thinking of that?
Well, I think that our defense is going to be better. I mean, that's not hard to do after what last season was, but you're not going to be in a shootout every week. The defense is going to be better, which means you're not going to have to throw as much, even though Beck is not a newbie quarterback, but you're not going to be in a 40 to 30 game every week like we were, it seemed like, in the last 5-6 weeks. So that's why I told you guys last week, I think the running game, and you guys were talking about the O-line, I think the running game, and that's great hearing that from Gio now, the running game takes a step up because they're going to run more. They're going to throw the ball still, but I don't see them airing it out 35, 40 times a game because you're not going to be facing deficits or in tight, high-scoring games all the time, in my opinion.
Maybe 25 to 30 throws a game instead of 35, 40.
Yeah, because when you're in a 40, 35 game every week, plus you got the number one pick in the draft on your side, of course you're going to chuck it 50 times. I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. How about that catch by Joshua Moore too? I guess today in practice. You said
I haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
Holy cow, bro!
He had a phenomenal practice actually on Saturday. I spoke with some people that were out there. Media was not invited. Mario is very strict with us, so definitely helps knowing people that are around the program and whatnot. But Joshua Moore, he had a really good practice on Saturday. A little more quiet on Tuesday, and this goes with what I've said before about some freshmen that, once the pads start coming on, guys start separating themselves, or it's sometimes a little mental too, or guys kind of hit that freshman wall at times too. So he has flashed a bit though. Him and Malachi Tony, even Dalen Upshaw as well. All three of those guys, they've had their moments in camp.
That's huge. That's huge.
Anthony's asking about why is Mario being stubborn and not playing, showing Francis off at guard a little bit, considering that's that's where the NFL scouts see him. Do they see him as a guard and not a tackle?
Some see him as a tackle. Some have spoken about him potentially being a guard. Look, I'm more so that you want to play. You want to put your players basically in the best position for you to win. Mm-hmm. Is it entirely necessary to move Francis to guard if you don't have another tackle that could play at a high level?
Exactly.
From Mark. It's not Mario's job to go ahead and it's not Mario's job to get these guys. It's his job. He wants to get them ready for the NFL, but he wants to put them in the best position. If you're good enough, your talent is going to cross over into the NFL. And these guys are going to see it. These scouts know what they're doing. They know that sometimes they're going to take a defensive end and put them at linebacker. They're going to put a linebacker and put him at safety. They're going to put sometimes a defensive guy at offense. Anything can happen. So they see the talent. I mean, they've done this job before. I mean, most teams can do it. I don't know about the Dolphins, but most of teams that I don't root for can do it. But finding a player that is in a different position, they can find the slot for him. No doubt about it. Someone asked, "Where's Amon?" Amon came in with he'll be live with tomorrow. Or did you put that, Gio? That's you?
Oh, that was me. So, someone Ralph had asked a question in the comment section. He said, "Where's Amon?" Because for anyone not aware that may be watching tonight, but I also do another show with Amon Richards that he played for as well. I shouldn't even say back in the day, not too far back, actually.
He was quite the receiver. Amon had the record rookie freshman year. Didn't he beat Michael Irvin? It was the greatest year for a freshman.
See, that was a smart ploy by Gio. They're cross-promoting. You saw him typing there?
Of course.
Let me type this in real quick about Amon. that was pretty good, Gio. That was very good.
We want all of our superstars. We want all of our superstars to tell people where they're going to be. I know where Mando and Cliff will be. They'll be at the bar.
Hey, meanwhile, not Mr. Richards, but you got me.
Exactly. It's, I think we answered your question on the guard tackle, Anthony. All right. What else we got to cover before we move on? It's 10:05, so we're just going to close this up in a couple of minutes. Let's see right now where you guys going to be. Where can people find you? And then I'll cover a couple other things. Let's start off with Mando. Where can people, if they want to see your great expertise, where do they find you most?
Well, if I'm not at your local cafeteria getting croquetas, I guess you can see me on X. At Lakers Canes 305, always talking smack. But next couple of days, we got March Madness. Obviously, that's exciting, and
Yes.
spring game for the Canes coming up. Baseball season starting, so sports are in full swing. So that's a great thing.
Who do you like, Mando, to win it all right now?
Well, just like many out there, unfortunately, I said Florida and anybody. I mean, if anyone other than Florida and Duke won it, it'd be a shock. And I still feel that way, especially like you mentioned in the beginning of the show or before the show. There's been no like major upsets at all. So I still think it's going to come down to Florida and Duke. But yeah, I don't see anybody else winning it all, to be honest with you. Unfortunately,
go to the finals too. That was a very difficult.
They
loss.
should have won. They should have won.
We should have won the game. So exactly. So it's 16 more games to go. It's amazing they go down to 64 so fast to 16. Cliff, tell us about what do you got going on? Where can people find you?
On X all the time. At Cliff 311. But March Madness is awesome. I can't wait for the games to start back up tomorrow. Like Mando said, baseball starts tomorrow as well. So I've been skipping school since 6th grade to watch March Madness Thursday, Friday, and that opening 4 days. So I still take off the days now, Thursday and Fridays, and me and my buddies up here get together and watch the games.
Since 6th grade, you said. You could have wrote the book. Everything I need to learn, I learned in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Gio, what do you got? Where are you? Let's get a pen and paper.
Everywhere. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Come on now. He's cross-promoting during your show.
He was on Dono today, I think, right?
We got practice tomorrow. Any extra details I find out about that? You got first scrimmage is this Saturday, so we're going to have some juicy details coming out of that as well. Nice. A lot of good stuff. Pads will be on, so like the legitimate info that people really want to know, like, okay, who's standing out, like when guys are getting really hit out there. And then weekly show with Amon. We're live every week, always different times of the week and whatnot. Just trying to keep everyone up to date with what's going on with the program and some recruiting nuggets that get dropped in there too.
What time on Saturday, Gio?
The scrimmage on Saturday, it'll be like shortly after 9. They'll have some warm-ups in the IPF and whatnot, and then they'll start heading outside. Usually that start like roughly, I'd say like 9:50, 10 o'clock.
Nice.
Anthony said something about a kicker here. In order to be drafted, you got to be a Martin Gramatica or a Sebastian Janikowski. I remember, I think Ray Guy was also, as a punter, was drafted in the first round. So we'll see what happens with Borregales. His brother was quite the kicker also. Was he drafted or a free agent?
Free agent.
He went free agent, yeah.
Yes, he's job. It's crazy.
The Dolphin Derek just asked about special teams. We didn't cover that. That, to me, has been the weakest part. I know our defense was bad, but special teams.
It's a good question.
The weakest part of our team for years. Yep. I mean, it's been a sad situation. Returning kicks, stopping. We should never have, with our athleticism, we should never have give up more returns than we get ourselves. Last year, it just is a failure. It seemed. What do we think it's going to? Do we think it's going to improve this year? And if so, why?
Well, I think Miami's been fine in terms of like the kicker and punting department, but in terms of like kickoff coverage, really bad. They gave up 2 touchdowns last year on kickoff returns. Came really close to giving up 3 as well. You hope that unit gets better, especially bringing in some of these young linebackers that they've got into the program now, some of the young defensive backs, even the transfer guys too. You hope that some parts of that can help and make an impact this year. Now, I think the bigger question remains who's going to do kickoffs, who's going to kicker. There's an open competition for that right now between Carter Davis and Abram Murray. Abram Murray was one of the top kickers in the country coming out of high school a couple of years back when he arrived at the program. He sat behind Andy this past year, got in for I think it was the Ball State game was one of them. There was another game that was at home that I know he stepped in for as well. He did his thing, but open competition, obviously, you want to have that. You don't want to just guarantee the guy the job. I know it has some Cane fans uneasy because we've seen it happen before in the past where an All-American kicker or punter from the high school level comes in and, sometimes they pan out. Sometimes you get your Jeff Fiegels of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, back-to-back weeks of Fiegels references.
wasn't Jeff was the punter, right? Greg was the quarterback, correct? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
he was an incredible practice player, though.
He was.
Incredible.
He was supposed to be great, but you come to the big city and you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. So special teams, we got any last comments that we didn't get to? I think we got most of them here. Pineapple on pizza for Derek. I have had pineapple on pizza. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but Derek is infatuated with that comment. Pineapple on pizza. Do you guys have you eaten pineapple on pizza?
Absolutely.
One time, then that's it.
I've had it with him. I've had that Hawaiian pizza.
No.
Derek, that's terrible, Derek.
Yeah, that's what Derek is. Just a pineapple on pizza. I don't know if he has it, but I have that, and it's not bad. A little sweet, little salty. It comes out really good. All right, so we got
I've had it before. I've had it before.
All right, cool. We got me, Gio, Clifton, absolutely not, and Mando tried it once. Gio said he's had it before them. He's had it more than once.
I've tried it, but it's just no. You don't put fruit on pizza.
When is it? I like the way you said that. When is the NFL draft?
April 26th.
April 26th. Okay, so we know Derek is going to be there, so we do need an on-air reporter for that. So Derek, thanks for volunteering to be our on-air reporter. Obviously, that's on Thursday it starts, correct? So we're going to go on Wednesday. So we're going to have our big draft spectacular is what we're going to have that day. So tune in for a big draft spectacular. And that'll be a fun time.
It's going to be right, Green Bay.
Huh?
Green Bay this year.
Green Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to go next year. I'm gonna meet up with Double D next year, probably Pittsburgh.
All right. It'll be live from there. So, all right, guys. I think we've covered everything. Anyone else have anything to add? Oh, we got to pick a winner. Has anybody got a winner? Or you want me to pick it?
Pick it.
Gio, you got someone? I see you staring intently.
Yeah, I'm looking through the comments. Let's go with. Actually, you know what? I like the references that Anthony Manzano had tonight. He brought up a lot of really good points. I say Anthony Manzano.
Anthony was my pick, actually. So Anthony Manzano, congratulations for winning the $25 CanesWear gift card. Please go ahead and message any of us on this board that you know, Canes_wear, any of the guys here. Message any of us. We will need your name, your email. If your name and email, if you bought from CanesWear, and if you're in the rewards program, please go ahead and give us that email so we can go ahead and the CanesWear rewards. So we can go ahead and send it to that. A $25 gift card never expires. And I think Juan Manuel, correct? He still needs to get to us to get his from last week. So, guys, it's been an unbelievable, fantastic show. It's spectacular. Covered everything from A to Z. Want to thank Bobby and the FTSN Network. Does a fantastic job. We are the official CanesWear podcast and the official Miami Hurricanes podcast of the FTSN Network. Please tell your friends, tell everybody. We can definitely use the work. And like and subscribe, CanesWear and Davey, and look out for our 15-year anniversary. Lots of really cool things going to be happening, guys. And look for our signings and a bunch of other things. Last comments, guys? You good?
Yeah, send me my check. Hurry up.
All right, send Mando a check. Coming right now. It's the soup from the Super Delicious Show. All right, guys, thank you very much. It's
Before
what?
we get, I got a hidden pizza joint. This is
All right.
my oldest son loves the pizza from there, and I understand why, because I've had it a few times. It's in Plantation for my Broward Canes out there, called Pizza Bistro. You got to get the quattro formaggi. That's what it's called. Quattro formaggi.
The quad
Nice.
Mirage?
Quattro formaggi.
Quattro Formaggi. And what was
rolls
that
off
place
the tongue.
you
It
were
rolls
going
off
in
the
and out?
tongue, I tell you.
What was that place called again,
Quattro
Gio?
formaggi.
What was
Pizza
the place
Lovers
called?
Bistro in Plantation.
Oh, Pizza Lover, they are going to be our next sponsor of the show. Thank you, Gio. If you can sign up. Our first sponsor besides CanesWear. That's great.
Also,
Great.
my
Tell them Mando needs to make some money. Please be a sponsor, okay?
There you go. There you
And
go.
you guys can bring in your own sponsors. There's the deal. You can bring in your own sponsors.
hey Brett, right down the road from you, Love and Oven.
Love and Oven. Very good. Right down the road from me as well, Cliff. Exactly. It's
1986. Place is fire.
awesome. Awesome. So we are next. Look for us next week as we do our pizza show here on the CanesWear podcast. Guys, thank you very much. It's been awesome, like always. Go Canes. It's going to be our year. Everybody that comes in the store is excited as can be. And I'm not just saying it. Everybody's pumped. I hope they're right. I really do. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Signing out. We will see you soon. Go Canes.